Hey Janet, Grant Putnam here, Putnam Landscaping. So I'm going to send you the PDF of the landscape design for your property. We figured we'd just go ahead and come up with the design so it'd be easier for you to visualize where we were considering adding some new plants. Okay. Um, so one of the things that we talked about as you pull in the driveway, you can actually see there's a house over here. This is your driveway, right? There's a house over here, and the idea is over time to have trees that will grow up and give you some screening from that house. So I gave you two different sizes in the quote. One size was a shorter size that you just allow it to grow for 3 or 4 years, and it'll give you the coverage that you want. And the other size is a more of immediate satisfaction. So you'll notice I put that on the proposal for you. Okay. um, then I had Potentilla and Spirea. Potentilla is kind of a big grouping because you've got this massive kind of open space here, which looks like it could use some color and interest when you pull in the driveway. All right. Potentilla blooms all summer. Same thing with Spirea. So I'm focusing on shrubs that give you a long blooming period, especially since this is more of a summer house for you. Okay. Then I had viburnum, Marissi viburnum, which are called double file viburnum. They have a late spring white bloom, and the leaves turn bright red in the fall. Okay. I'm going to send you pictures of all the plants and trees that I suggested, so this way you can take a closer look and see if it's something that you like. Okay. When I did for this first draft for design, I did the major component, the major areas, not every single little space that I found that needed work. I figured I could send you this, and this would be the major chunk of the work. And then if you were happy with the quote and the design, then we could consider paying attention to some of those smaller areas. And you might even decide to do those smaller areas as like a phase 2, or of course you could wrap it up under one project. All right. The other area that was pretty blank that needed some color and interest was in here. So I suggested a type of white rose. There's only one type of rose. It's rose rugosa that does well with the salt. So I have a white rose here. Then I have like a purplish flower rose rugosa here. So same family rose, just different colors. Okay. Then I had more spirea, which does well in salt conditions. There's a gap back here along the fence, so I ended up suggesting using clethra. Okay. And then along here you have a bunch of ornamental grasses, and the problem with that, even if you look at them now, it's already been almost 2 months of growth. They take until almost the end of July before they reach a decent height. It's a nice plant as an accent plant, and like for example along the ocean or whatnot, but I don't suggest it along the side of a fence, because that's one of the major things I saw on your property that looked way off, is that the fence is just completely exposed. So my idea was to add a type of hydrangea that grows quite tall, grows 6 to 8 feet tall, blooms all summer, but has its leaves come on early in the spring. So this way you've got coverage through the growing season, okay, rather than having to wait a long time for the grasses to reach their full height every summer. Excuse me. Okay. And then in here there's a little bit of a hodgepodge. So again, I put it hodgepodge, meaning like you've got all these different variety of perennials and there's really no rhyme or reason how they're laid out. So I suggested variegated iris and also sedum, which is a fall bloom. Okay. You've got a lot of inkberry, which you're going to see in my other video, which is just a garbage plant that I suggest removing out of all of your beds. And you might end up kind of filling in those small pockets in the future. But again, these are like the major component of the landscape renovations. So I would, want you to see this first, get a general sense of cost, and then we could take it to the next step. That's it. I appreciate your time. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.